start now. Good morning. My name is Kyle Garland. Today, me and my favorite Pete will be discussing the topic, should competitive gaming, known as eSports, be considered a sport? People such as ESPN President John Skipper, who say things such as, quote, "It's not a sport, it's a competition. Chess is a competition. Checkers is a competition. Mostly, I'm interested in doing real sports," are the reason that this topic exists. When considering if esports are a sport or not, we must think of three things. 1. What is the definition of a sport? 2. Do esports meet that definition? And 3. What similarities between esports and regular sports make them equal as both being sports? Well, the definition of a sport is an athletic activity requiring skill or physical prowess and often of a competitive nature, as racing, baseball, tennis, golf, bowling, wrestling, boxing, hunting, fishing, etc. At first, it seems like esports wouldn't fit that definition, but if we look a little deeper, we may find something different. What makes an activity athletic? The definition of athletic is physically active and strong, good at athletics or sports. Now, this seems circular because we need to be good at sports to be athletic, but we need to be athletic to be playing a sport. That's not the case. It's not circular because there's one other word involved with both definitions that is very important. That word is physical. The definition of physical is, quote, of or relating to the body. Esports fit that definition of physical in two different ways. 1. Esports exercise the mind with reaction time and other skills, and exercising the brain is exercising that part of the body. However, a more convincing way to fit the definition is that esports athletes are training their motor skills. They are practicing using their muscles and muscle memory, as well as their hand-eye coordination. Professor Ingo Forbes, which I know I'm pronouncing wrong, I'm sorry, studied esports athletes and found that the level of strain that they experience is greater than any other athlete. Quote, "The amount of cortisol produced is about the same level as that of a race car driver." Cortisol, of course, being the chemical that the brain releases in response to stress. He also remarks that esports players need a satisfying diet and training regimen, just like football and baseball players, in order for them to be considered effective athletes and stay on teams and be able to actually play the game. The professor also notes that, quote, "Strategy games such as Counter-Strike or League of Legends are extremely complex because in addition to the motor skills required, the games require a high degree of tactical understanding for an athlete to defeat his opponent." Throughout the footage that you're seeing, every move that is made is a tactical decision that my team needed to succeed. The reason we are winning is because we all have a great understanding of the map. We all have a good hand-eye coordination. We all know how to communicate and effectively execute a strategy to succeed. That is why we were successful in this match, which we did end up winning 16-5, where right now we have a 2-0 lead. Because esports are now proven to be physical, they are therefore an athletic competition, and that therefore makes them a sport by definition. Now that they're proven to be a sport, we need to prove them as an equally important sport. I also want to point out that throughout this game, every time my team gets a kill, it is because somebody on the team called out where an enemy was. We were always watching. We always wanted to help the team, so that way there was no chance of failure. The end round kill that you just saw was because I found the enemy lawn while I was dead watching another teammate's screen, and I was therefore able to warn him of a threat that he did not notice, and therefore he went and eliminated the threat. Back to the actual topic, though. Esports are now proven sports by definition, and we need to prove them at equal, as I just said earlier. One way that they are equal and take matters seriously is through cheating. In both of these sports, there's the threat of cheating, especially through the use of performance-enhancing drugs. NFL player Peyton Manning is accused of using human growth hormones, while Lance Armstrong was using a tactic called blood doping to gain advantage. Both of these were clear. Both of these clearly break the rules and are forms of cheating, although Peyton Manning's I do not believe has been proven. Esports face a similar dilemma. The professional team Cloud9 participated in a tournament called ESL Katowice. They abused the drug Adderall, which boosted their focus in-game unnaturally. After this event, and Cloud9 members admitted to this, ESL partnered with the National Anti-Doping Association to stop the use of performance-enhancing drugs in esports. Players are now subject to random drug tests and any other regulations that are enforced by the National Anti-Doping Association. And they cannot use any drugs on a prohibited list as issued by the association. Another way that you can cheat in esports is through system tampering. I have somehow manipulated the system to give me an unfair advantage. So, in a live professional match, Team Property faced Team Hellraisers in Counter-Strike Global Offensive on the map Dust 2, which you are witnessing now. Not the game, but the same map and same game. During the match, one player on Team Property, Emilio, was VAC banned. That means that the VAC system, the Valve anti-cheat system, discovered that Emilio's account was cheating. Therefore, they banned him in the middle of the game. He was no longer allowed to play Counter-Strike. After that, he had to prove his innocence, and when he could not, Emilio was kicked off of Team Property and banned from all future Fragbite tournaments. Another way that esports are similar to traditional sports is through prizes. Every sport has a prize pool. Esports are no exception. In fact, the Dota 2 International Championship prize pool was third place in the amount of money awarded in millions of US dollars in the 2014 through 15 season, with a total award of $18 million. All of these examples prove that esports leagues are as serious about their competition as traditional sports. Esports are a new type of sport that are as physically demanding as traditional sports, put on even more stress than traditional sports, and are as serious as traditional sports. Cheating is not tolerated. Stress on the body is very noticeable. Diet and exercise is crucial for performance and well-being of the player, and it requires a great level of skill. All of these similarities and science prove that esports are equal to traditional sports and should be given the same respect, admiration, and status. This has been Kyle Garland and Pete the Ferret. Thank you all.